Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hi, this is Del Morgado.
Hello, this is Andrew Chalmers, the writer and doctor in Doctor Who Dark Journey.
Hello, this is Dr. Steve-O.
Hi, this is Tim Rose, who played Admiral Akbar in Return of the Jedi.
Good evening, folks. This is James Duval.
This is Jeremy Taggart from the Taggart and Torrance podcast.
Hey, what's the sitch? This is Kim Possible. Hiya, Puddins. Amanda Carroll here.
Hey, I'm DJ Jenny Rock.
And I'm Neil Young from Neil and Johnny Drink in the Park, Johnny's best friend.
Hey, this is Andrew Cassess, Wormser from Revenge of the Nerd.
This is Sean Gunn.
Hey, everyone. It's Tammy Stronach from The Neverending Story.
Hi, this is Robert Carradine.
Hey, this is Loki Quinn Cosplay.
Hey, what's cracking, y'all? It's your boy J-Rock. You know, I'm Sierra Era Igra. You're listening to Droids Canada podcast. Huh?
Enjoy your chimichanga.
This podcast is a proud member of the Points of Interest Podcast Network. Visit us today at poipodcast.com.
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
Warning. Listener discretion is advised.
That means there's a lot of fucking swearing.
Hello.
Alright, here we have Droids Canada. I am here at Fan Expo Toronto. I have found artist illustrator Ken Lashley. How you doing today, Ken?
I am awesome. Having a good time doing this. It's a lot of fun.
Excellent, excellent. I see I'm taking away from some of the work that you're doing, commissions that we have going on now. Now, my character here, I am the Con Stranger. I do not really know what is going on here at Fan Expo.
You don't know what's going on at Fan Expo?
I literally don't. I have no idea. I am the uncultured guy wearing a turkey leg shirt.
Yeah, I had a turkey leg once at Disney and I got dripped all over my shirt, so I'm not a turkey leg guy anymore.
This is the turkey leg Disney official shirt.
Yeah, dude, I guess it was like grease all over my shirt. I was grease guy the whole day.
It's the price you pay for the turkey leg.
Price you pay for a turkey leg.
So we're here in Artist Alley right now. Now I just do have a couple questions for you.
Sure.
When you started out doing this, how did you know that this is what I'm going to do? This is what my career path is going to be.
You don't. You just kind of hope. You just do what you're interested in, and hopefully it works out for the best. So I've been very, very fortunate. I showed some work, and I got hired to do some cool jobs, and not realizing how difficult it may have been to get in. It was the early 90s where they were hiring anybody who had a pulse. And so I happened to have a decent look, and I got a couple jobs, and off I went.
Mm-hmm. So what was the first cover or first illustrations that you did that got you on that map?
The first job I ever did was I worked for Excalibur and Marvel Comics, and I did this thing called Age of Apocalypse. That was like the first thing I ever did, which in hindsight is probably the top 3 things of my career, but I was so young at the time I didn't really know how big it was going to be. So it's kind of funny how something you think is sort of like, oh, this is the beginning of your career, could actually shape how everything you do from that point forward. So it's pretty amazing.
Now then, you were part of the beginning of the Excalibur comic, with Captain Britain and...
No, I came on after that. Alan Davis was the artist on that, and I would still classify Alan Davis as the best Excalibur artist ever. So, living in his shadow was pretty cool. I mean, it's a lot of room in there because he's a very, very huge talent. So, I mean, I'm known as sort of the other guy after Alan Davis, right? So, and I've been very fortunate. I mean, I got to do some cool stuff. I got to work on X-Men. I left Marvel, went to DC, to Superman. I've done some really cool things over the course of my career.
Mm-hmm. What was the work that you've done that has gotten the most response?
Gee, that's hard to say.
All of it?
Depends how old you are. If you're older, you know me from Excalibur. A little bit, if you started about 10, 15 years ago, then you become a Doomsday guy. If you're new in comics a couple of years, you think I'm the X-Men guy. I just came up with X-Men Gold for a few years. It really depends on if you're a DC guy, you probably think me as Superman. If you're, it really depends. It really depends.
Now, I was reading a bio on you, and it said something about an Emmy.
Yeah, I got nominated for Emmy for a work I did for Fox Sports. I did a Howie Long Tough special. He does a special every year, and I did the opening graphics for the show for that episode, and I got nominated for best graphics in sports. I was up against Monday Night Football and something else. Obviously, because you say nominated, I didn't win.
Yeah, but you know what? Being nominated against something that huge, that's got to be like an amazing accolade for you.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool thing, and it was just really neat to have that on the resume. But it was definitely one of those highlights. Like, it was a friend of mine who said, "Oh, I want to do this thing," and I did the drawing for it, and they actually filmed me drawing it, and that became part of the opening graphics for it as well. It's just so funny because I'm a fairly large guy. A lot of people thought I was an NFL football player, and said, "Who's an NFL football player is drawing?" Like, who's that? And I go, no, but it was a pretty.
You
cool
should have ran with it. I'm that NFL. I'm the NFL artist.
I totally should have run with it, but they would call my bluff pretty quick. So those guys are vicious dudes. Those guys who play NFL are a different breed of human beings. So I'm a football guy too. So
who's your team?
New Orleans Saints.
New Orleans Saints. There's a lot of talk of them being a favorite. Do you think Bridgewater is going to crack that? Be able to play?
I don't know, man, because it's really Drew Brees' team, right?
Oh, of course.
And they built around his skill set. So I think it's a better opportunity for Bridgewater to be able to be a backup there and see what goes on.
But you know what? They have that capable backup because Drew Brees is getting up there in age a little bit, and that if something could happen, they could still maintain that dominance. And you know what? It's just all a matter if they can get past the Falcons, because they're looking pretty decent this year too.
The Falcons. I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful to the Falcon fans. I love the Falcons. I mean, I love the rivalry, but those guys are regular season guys. Those guys are not playoff guys. You know, so we'll see what happens, right?
See, I'm all about the gajillion dollars a year Green Bay Packer, Aaron Rodgers.
That's good, man. But as you saw last year, you guys are a pretty mediocre team without him playing.
Worse than mediocre. Worse than mediocre. So now, if you can let me know during these fan expos, I see your is it the Copex markers or what's the marker of choice?
I use whatever marker's on sale. Let's be honest. I'm not one of those guys who's like, oh, I have to get this kind of marker. I just use whatever. I'm not that guy.
I have a child who's an illustrator. She loves doing her artwork, and that's her whole life. And for her, it's all about the Copex, and to me, it's about draining the bank account for a single marker.
You will definitely be having a hard time going to paying for these things. So I always get what's on sale. I mean, I always have. I'm of the old school where, you know, if you're a race car driver, you're a race car driver. It doesn't matter what you're in. So it doesn't matter what marker you're using. It's just whatever's on sale. I use whatever.
The poor musician blames their instrument.
Fair enough.
That's what it is.
I'll take that.
So when you are set up here, we are at Fan Expo. I have seen you at many other conventions, doing your work and whatnot. But it's one of those elusive. Every time we come for an interview, you have a lineup of people, and this is I understand this is what you're doing, and I don't want to take you away from what it is that you're doing. But what is it like when you are at a convention? Is it promoting your prints? Is it doing your commissions? What is it that drives you at these conventions?
It's actually giving back to the fans who've been cool with me all year. I mean, I have a great fan base. You know, the people on my art page, always interacting with them. They're always following my work. You know, they buy everything that has my name on it. They're really good people. So this is sort of like me giving back. That's why, I usually give away more stuff than I actually sell at these things, because to me it's like, it's a print here and there. Autographs. I mean, whatever. I don't charge for autographs. It's a way of me saying thanks.
Yeah. Thanks for buying your work throughout the years and helping putting you on the map. So I want to thank you very much for the time that you've spent. I've been taking away from the work that you're doing. Now, where can people who are listening find you online?
I have my fan page, which is it's on Facebook. Lead Killer. Lead Killer is the brand. I'm also on Instagram as Lead Killer and also on Twitter.
On Twitter, very nice. So check him out. This is Ken Lashley. If I could just ask one last final question, what is it that you have on the horizon? What are you working on?
I'm working on a book with Valiant. I'm doing a Bloodshot issue, a 5-issue miniseries that comes out in November. And I'm also working on a new milestone relaunch, Icon on Rocket, with Reggie Hudlin. So I'm working on that. And I'm working on the package illustrations for X-Men Legends for Hasbro and some other stuff too from Hasbro.
Keep him busy, eh?
Yeah, trying to.
It's what it's all about. So Fan Expo Toronto here with Ken Lashley, droidscanada.com.
Well, I know what you're thinking. Why did this happen? Well, It's a droidscanada.com. Find us on Podbean, Twitcher, Point of Interest, Laughable, blah, 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 long, drawn out kind of story.
The podcast sucks, and there's no coffee.
Hello.
What have you brought me today? Tell me.
It's decaf. Yum.
It's promo time. Live from Droids Canada Podcast, I give you the agitated.
Yes! It's okay. It's the Mountain Man. He's from the show. Oh, come on. Find our award-nominated podcast, videos, and more at droidscanada.com.